in this scenario, we don't have any SSH keys on the host. We try to start AutoScan terminal. We just get the logon prompt. Now we are pointing out the right host, so we've got our Medipath simulated server. We're trying to log on as the Medipath user. So we will try to just apply a SSH key directly without having to set a password for the interim step that we've done in previous videos. So let's see if we can do that. So we'll close that up, go to PowerShell, and the first thing we want to do is generate an SSH key. So again, that's SSH key gen. Okay, it's generating that pair, and that will put that into this SSH default user profile. And we could actually give it a better name than this, but we'll just accept the defaults as we did before. And again, we're protecting the key with the Windows credentials, so we don't need to add a password on top. So that's generated us a 3072-bit RSA key. So if we look in Windows now and go to user profile, and so that's just the same as the users folder SSH, and so this is the public key we need, and this is our private key. So first thing we want to do is actually rename these keys to be the format that AutoScan terminal expects. So in that case, we want Medipath at Medipath sim.id RSA. So in fact, that's a private key. That's the only one we need to actually change the name of. This public key one, we don't really need to change the name of it, but just for consistency, we will do that. Medipath at Medipath sim id RSA.pub. Okay, so this is the key that we need to put on to the Medipath server. So it's just the simplest way to do that is if we open that up with Notepad++, we can see this is the text we need to put into the file, and it's even got the name of the computer where we've done that. We actually might change the name of that a little bit later so that we can tell a more general name for that, but that will be fine for the moment. So let's just copy that single line, and we can telnet over to the host. And remember, at this point, the telnet connection doesn't have a password on there. So if we telnet to Medipath sim, login Medipath, that's our simulated Medipath screen there. So we'll clear that off. And if we look in our .ssh folder, you can see there's nothing in there. So all we actually need to do is change into the SSH folder and create a file called Authorized Keys. And if we just simply do vi authorized keys and go to insert mode and paste that key from the other machine. We do need to put a carriage return on the end. Let's go right and quit. Now, theoretically, that would work. However, we'll note if we try to start, AutoScan terminal is still not starting, even though you would think reasonably that it would. The problem is that authorized keys file actually has to have the correct permissions on it to work as a key file. So if we do ls-al, we can see that it has read-write permissions for all groups. So we just need to chmod to 600 authorized keys, and ls-al. That now just gives us a read-write at this highest level. So now that we've done that, we should be able to start up with that key and log in. And that's it.